How are we going, everyone? I'm here with the citrus trees. Haven't been here for a while. As you can tell, I've got clover growing everywhere. And well, this one is probably the worst one of them all. Probably maybe one of the two worst ones. Yellowing off, it's got scale on it. I probably mentioned that before too. And controlling scale, well folks, there's plenty of videos online that I've done and others have done as well on how to control it, and I'm going to deal with that. What I'm doing at the moment is just getting rid of these plants. I'm not digging them out as such. I'm just thinking I should. I'm cutting and leaving the roots in there. Let me see if I can pull one out without making too much trouble. Yeah, it's happened. All right, all the little bulb beds. Well, there are ants living in this pot here. That's why they're enjoying it. So I'm going to put some tree guard on this. I've got the glad wrap on. I'll explain that in a second. But this is what happens when you pull them out. See how they just explode? Well, explode meaning in a sense they break away from their main plants. See how they're growing on the side there? If you pull this root out the soil, you're doing that, you're pulling out a root that's completely clean and you're left with that in the soil. Now you're probably saying, well, what's the difference? Well, you pull them out, they can explode. If you cut them to the ground, you're still leaving them in the ground. Well, in fact, you're right, but by pulling them out, you're just disconnecting them from the mother plant, you're activating them. You're actually telling them it's time to grow because your mum's gone, so they'll start pushing on their own roots and grow out. Whilst they're staying with the mother plant, by cutting the foliage down, you're starving it of sunlight, and that way it doesn't get the energies it needs and it starts to deplete in energy. It's not going to kill it straight away, obviously, because these are tough little critters, but it will slow it down over time. And if you're constantly doing it, don't allow it to flower. See, it's gone to flower, don't let it drop any more seeds. So I'm stopping the flowers from getting there. I'm just cutting them off like that, and I'll cut this one as well. Yeah, all right, so we starve it from light. And if you leave them in the ground, the mother plant's going to die, then the bulbs will actually start to grow. Yeah, probably. At the end of the day, they're not that bad at plants because they keep the soil a little bit aerated, of the bulbs, that is, because of the way they're structured and they grow. And as long as you don't let them flower, you'll eventually deplete them. You know, a little bit of green cover here. What is this growing now in here? Oh, it's just blown in. This one I've got to pull out. Look how well it's attached to the soil. So this is just one of the trees that I've got to deal with here, folks. And I'm getting bitten. Get off. Get off. Whatever's in there is dead now. That's how we do it. I'm going to pull all this out. I'm going to give it a feed. And we're going to go and check out the other ones quickly. And before we do that, we'll have a look above the ground, see what's going on. Top dress with a bit of superfood. And they're not going to be in these pots forever, folks. I know I've said that before. I just haven't had the time or thought or space that I think I want to plant them into. But these will eventually go to another place. Well, larger pots, if anything. What's going on with the glad wrap? Well, what's going on with the glad wrap is that we've had to seal it off so we can keep the moisture in it so it doesn't dehydrate and harden off on the outside without healing first. And what I mean by that is it was attacked by rabbits, ring-barked, all of them. Just going to kill these ants on here. So they practically ring-barked this tree, not only this tree, all the trees. They've gone around here, gone from one tree to the other and made a big mess of them. And this one here, and that one over there, just to my left, in the background, are the two worst ones. And look, I've left the fruit on here. It's time to take this fruit off because it's stressing the tree out. And I know a lot of you saying, what are you doing? It's completely yellowed off. Well, this tree here is pretty bad, but this is about to push on some new growth. So I've got to give this a spray. And if you have a close look in here, as bad as it is, see all the new growth coming through? Not the healthiest, not the strongest, but there is energy in here. We just got to feed it up. Now, I'd bring the siphon jack here to water it, but the tap's about 35 meters away, so I won't have enough pressure to do it. So I'm going to have to relocate a tap somewhere closer to liquid feed these with that system, because I tell you, I'm loving it in the veggie garden. Anyway, let's go check out this one. Another one to deal with. These are the two worst. And why are the meshes on here? If you haven't watched this episode before, when we talk about these particular trees, well, it's not only the trunk that they ring barked, and I'm talking about a lot of damage here, folks. Not a little bit. These trees by right should have been dead by now, and I haven't cut them back, and I'm doing all this to see how they react. And I know it's going to take forever to heal, but I don't think these leaves will ever go green again. So ideally, I should be pruning this right back down, but I'm seeing some energy coming through now. The tree's about to blossom again. So, you know, I would say, okay, if I want to heal this tree straight away, I'd cut it back to here. That's the first advice I'd give anybody who's got a yellowing tree and it hasn't gone up or down. Second to that is, if you like the structure of the tree and you're thinking that you're going to be able to bring it back to good health by nursing it with good food and all that stuff, then leave it and see how it progresses. Ultimately, these leaves will fall off. They won't yellow up, green up again. They'll fall off, and then you'll find all the green leaves on top. And then eventually, when you do decide to prune any part of the tree, it'll start to re-emerge with new growth down below. That will happen regardless if you prune it or not, but you can speed it up by pruning it earlier, and that's what I'm referring to. As far as me pruning it by speeding it up or sitting back and just seeing how the tree behaves long term. In my past, I'd prune it right down and don't waste any time, get on with it. Well, now I'm doing little trials like this one in. You'd probably think this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Well, probably right, but at the end of the day, I'm still doing trials. I want to see what happens when I just ignore it and just let it struggle. I mean, keep it alive, don't torture it, but don't prune it back, in other words, and see if it grows. How will it grow? Will it keep all these branches in here? Ultimately, we need to prune them. And how long would it take to heal again? Because a lot of you do that. And a lot of you come to me and say, after 2 years of suffering, you decided to do something. Well, I'm giving this 2 years of suffering now. So I can see, look at that, I just tore my bag. I went to get up. I can see how long it takes to heal a tree. But again, every garden, its microclimate is completely different to the next one. So it's a roundabout advice, but the simplest of form is cut it right back and just watch it come to life again, literally. But not this time. I'm going to watch this come to life without me doing that. Bit of a cleanup and a feed. Before we go, I'm going to do that in a second, but you don't need to watch me doing that. Come over here. And this one here, well, folks, this has got a lot of good vigor in it. Again, ring barked. We've got the weeds coming through. We'll take the center out of that for a second, just to freak it out, because it'll start to push off more leaves rather than flowers. So that's a quick prune. That's another tip. Just take the tops off. You don't have to cut them right down. Yellowing between the veins, it's hungry again. Now we've left the fruit on here for way too long. Time to harvest. Oh, let's just take one off. Don't mind my grubby hands. The hands of a doctor. That was the first thing that came to mind. I should have said a lawyer. Oh, just do this. No, doesn't want to do that. I don't want to get my nails in it. I've made it black already. Don't mind me, folks. It's shit house. You want some? No, you're not going to like it. No. You're not going to like these, folks. No. Believe me. This is the stuff that you don't want to eat. Trust me. If you want to be sick, tired, feeling lazy and everything, well, you're not going to want to eat these. Do you understand? These don't taste nice. These are not for you. These are for me. I have to take them inside and eat them because it's not going to be good for anybody. Surely you're not going to want to eat one of these, would you? If you come to my property, you don't touch this sort of stuff. You got to eat this. Bring your own. Go to Woolies, go to Coles, bring your own mandarins. That's the best way. Isn't it? They're cheaper too. All the headaches of trying to green this up, feeding it, do I prune it, do I spray it? For the effort of what? To eat a mandarin and what? You think you're going to get anything better out of this than the supermarket? You're kidding yourself if you think you are. And if anybody says otherwise, well, anybody tells you that you are, I can't lie anymore, folks. I'm trying to bullshit your way through this. If you can't grow your own fruit, find someone who can, or join a community group. There's nothing better than eating out of your own garden, honestly. I mean, this is just a little tree here that's suffered. It's had torture. It's in the wrong location. You know, I hardly come out here, water them. You can see the other two are struggling, yet I still get plenty of produce out of all the trees we got here. I'm enjoying it. Why? Because I love it, because it's healthy. It's good for me. It's good for the family. We pick a mandarin. This is not the only mandarin. There are 2 or 3, 4 trees over there, and they're doing not too bad. Now, we've been harvesting off this almost every day. Walk past, grab a mandarin or an orange, and keep going. And that's our travels. We'll go up there and grab one of those. So these were loaded, and they're about to push more flowers out. Now, these are in a better spot. Not ideal at the end of the day because they still caught the wind, the brunt of the wind, but they're about to flower as well. And if your citrus trees are about to flower, feed them. What do you reckon? Superfood, black grid, and then give them a liquid feed on top. You know, Eco Butch and Liquid Gold. Can't go wrong. It works. And if you've got a beautiful microclimate where you live, mate, these look like shit compared to yours. That's the truth, come on. I mean, Lethbridge, they're only 3 or 4 years old, and you know, you got to knock off 2 years on every year they grow because of the bad weather. And here it comes. Oh, it's already come. That's right. And it came down, folks. That's the peppercorn tree now. Beautiful tree it was. It's still alive. I'm going to chop it up. But this was actually the windbreak for those citrus. So it's taken the brunt of the wind, and now the citrus are going to cop it on their own. So watch this space, see what happens. We might have to put another tree here of some sort. Honestly, they're going to change the whole dynamics in this microclimate here now. But we'll keep looking after them. Beautiful. See, folks? So if you put the good stuff in the earth, expect the good stuff back. And I'm talking about things that are natural, good for the environment and good for the soil. Keep it simple. And believe me, you don't need a lot of variety. What do I mean by that? Compost, superfood, blackberry, liquid gold, eco butch. End of story. But you put the bad stuff in the earth. No, honestly, if you put the bad stuff in the earth, and I'm talking about chemicals, but not just any chemical, because everything's a chemical. We're talking about toxic chemicals, stuff that can't be broken down, can't be digested by microbes, and the plant takes it up, and it becomes very, very susceptible and vulnerable as well, and its nutrient density is really low. So what you get in return is something that looks like one of these, but has no, nutritional value or very little whatsoever. Some people may want to argue the point against that and say it's all bullshit in what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, I just look at the stats, I look at the environment, I look at the population of the world, and the health issues that have risen dramatically, seriously, dramatically. I mean, you guys are searching the line online and stuff like that. I'm sure many of you see things about how our food's been contaminated, and it just goes on, and I'm raving on and out because it's really, really an important message for everybody to start to wake up. Wake the F up. Did I say wait? Yeah, I did say wait, so just wake up. Check out vasilisgarden.com for all the good stuff that you need in your garden. From me, Vasily, Maresi.